Hey, what's up guys, Graham here, and today I'm going to be playing a little bit PA. I'm doing a couple of 1v1s. Now the first thing I'm going to say is, I'm over here in the purple, Grineland is over here in the red. Very simply, I'm going to be talking about mainly about what he done wrong. This is the first of a couple of 1v1s that I played today, all of which have been recorded. So I'm going to be putting a couple of them up on my own personal channel, which I'll leave a link to right here. So make sure you check that out if you want to see some more PA from me. Also subscribe to the Rounds channel here if you want to really see some more PA, because that's where a brunt of my PA posts. I'm going to start splitting between the two. You can see right here now, he got the two metal extractors out first. It was a big mistake for him. He should have went straight for the factory. I went straight for the factory and then the metal extractor and then the power. As you can see, I'll have an engineer out before his factory is even finished building. And he goes straight for the power when there's eco, he really doesn't need it. He could definitely just get another factory right out the gate now. He does get the engineer out first, which is good on his part. I get the engineer out. First thing I get up there is a radar, because the range on the radar is really big on small planets like this one, so it really gives you an advantage of where the enemy is. You can see there now I have scouts going all around, just doxes all around the planet, all different directions, trying to find them. Him on the other hand, he builds one engineer, starts building the radar as well, good plan on his part. Another engineer which he doesn't need, he gets out. And then look, more power there again. He's just floating power right now. He doesn't need that much power. He definitely want to be getting another factory up. I already have my second factory up, pumping out doxes. Just trying to get the exploring on. Just trying to see what explore expand. And you can see right now I'm about to come in contact with this engineer. Really good win for me here. One dock's taking out an engineer. We just see this right now. Doesn't even see. Just dead. Really good if you can manage to take out stuff like that. He does send us 3 doxes in. He should have sent the doxes out first. You never want to send an engineer blind. I sent my engineer here because I knew from the radar that he didn't have people there. And you can see I have doxes just going out. Now, a couple of my doxes you may see, I leave like this one like here, around 4 metal. Leave a couple of doxes sitting around near metal things, so I know if he's going to try grab that metal location. Really just keep him on his toes. Now I know where he is, so I converge all of my rally points and my factories on over near his base. Commander there getting some power out, and then just really going to get some power and then some more factories there. He's getting a second factory out and he goes for a vehicle factory, which this build was a mistake for him. Really would want to be pumping out some more doxes, and you can see now from his point of view there, he does have radar coverage and he can see where my units are flowing in from. But then from my point of view, I can't really see much, but I do know what he has, basically, because I just had a dox in space. This is a really interesting thing here now. He should have left his grenadiers over there because they were shooting over the hill. I wouldn't have shot them. A little bit missed micro from him. You can see expanding out the side here, which is good, but me, I know where his base is, I know where he's going to expand, so I send the doxes up there. Before I don't even have radar coverage, I just know that if that's his base, where is he going to expand? It's going to be up here or to the side. So what do? I go to the side and try to pick off any engineers or any ideas built there expanding. Getting a few tanks out. I know this build is bad and it's going to just spam dox build. He should know this, like that spam dox build. He's building some anti-air, even though I haven't had any air. No, one probably isn't bad, just in case I do go air, but you should know that I'm spamming doxes by now. It's pretty early into the game, you should know. I leave these engineers here to stop any more expanding up there. I should have an engineer here or a couple up there to stop expanding, but I don't. You see, I leave this one here to stop expanding here. And you have my engineer then expanding, just grabbing all the metal I can around me. Really just, it's all about expanding PA. No matter what the build is, no matter what's OP, expansion is still key to the game in a lot of ways, unless sometimes you could do an early T2 rush, but still you still need some expansion to grab the resources for that. You can see I'm building up a little bit of an army just there for harassment force, just pumping out the factories, getting up to 5 factories now, trying to get as many factories as I can out. Him on the other hand, he only has 3 factories, his commander's sitting here idle. He's lots of power and metal that he's not using. He should really just, he has enough units here to run, take these guys out, start expanding here, expanding everywhere. Like he should be doing his idle engineer there as well. Should be just expanding all over the place. So he's getting another engineer. He's got 2 idle engineers and an idle commander, and he's still getting another engineer that he doesn't need. Like he doesn't need that engineer. I don't know why he's getting out. Just get a few turrets up in his base, which can be a really good defense. Same my other game on the round the other day. I just got turrets, a line of walls, and he just kept throwing units at them, so it wouldn't be a good defense like that. Should have put them inside this choke point here. It would have made me have to funnel around the edges. But you can see I'm sending units in here. I should have pulled these out when I realised that I was sending them to their death basically. But I went and took out their radar, which is kind of good, just trying to basically just make them blind again. As you can see, he's building a new one straight away. This is another idle commander just doing nothing. He's just getting harassed. You'd want to put these, like, I'd put these grenadiers like in the cracks like here, because they can shoot over and hit the doxes. You want to really know your units and use them to your advantage. Like putting grenadiers like in stuff like craters on maps now can be really cool. Really gives them an advantage. Obviously the doxes are really powerful, but when you used to be like grenadiers on tanks and stuff, the tanks used to outrange the grenadiers. So you used to have to play a bit smart with the grenadiers when we're trying to lob stuff over, that kind of thing. It can be really nice just for helping out your units. You see again, like just idle engineer everywhere. Why is it there idly just sitting there? The only thing is he has these units sitting here that he should have on the front line just because he knows I'm attacking from this way. Because if we can see, has he got his radar back up? No, he doesn't have his radar back up yet, but he's building one, right? No, he's not. He's building more towards. He should really just get his radar back up so we can see where my units are converging. Still, once again, like I said, turrets here and some walls would just lock that place down. I'd have to come through this place here. If he locked that place down, I'd have to run my units all the way around. Yeah, I know, I'm still have more units now, but that would give him time to try rebuild. He should expand out this direction here. I know if doxers run all around the place. You can see at last he finally decides, I'm gonna clear up these guys now. Sick of him being there, he spotted them. So he spotted them when he built his radar there. And he did clear them up, and then he sends his commander down to grab one metal. He should grab this one as well, he's so close to it, why not grab it? Really again, advise like some sort of a defense here when he knows that my units are gonna funnel through there. On my part, you can just see grabbing everything I'm throwing eco, building his factories, metal all around the place, because that engineer has paid for himself so much. Like even if he grabs 2 metal extractors, they're so quick and easy to build and stuff that it's so handy just to always be expanding with at least one engineer. Just expand in the opposite direction of where your enemy's gonna be. Like now here I just kind of mess up on the micro here, go for the radar again. I just take on one of his factories. I do then eventually go for the radar. And I'm going to pull away to try to take out this turret that we know what, I'm just kind of messing about, raiding space. It's getting some more units out. Really the game's starting to wind down a bit, it's starting to just become me, it's cleaning up. But the main mistakes my opponent made was he didn't expand well enough. He didn't really, I don't know if he didn't know the patch or he just didn't realise how good the doxes are this patch, which by now the patch been out well, you probably should realise. See him getting air there. And the thing I have noticed about air is bombers are really good against doxes. There's a time now later on, one of his bombers kills like 12 doxes with one volley of the thing. In small groups, yeah, you can out micro the bombers, but in a big group, like they're still gonna clean up. Like if the doxes didn't have anti-air capabilities, the counter to them would nearly be bombers, because the bombers are really good. Like you'll see it now, I think. I don't know if we can select. No, I can't select. But you'll see it now when you see the strike from the bomber, right down there. It kills like 10-12 doxes, like quite half the bleeding line now, really good. So realistically, they should be the counter for doxes. You see the turrets there destroy doxes in one hit. The laser defense now is really good. So people saying that I do agree that the doxes are overpowered right now. Maybe the easiest balance for them is giving them a little bit of a range reduction, so tanks can counter them as well, and then making them so the air can devastate them if you've no anti-air. Because right now there's no anti-air bot, so that means if the doxes don't have anti-air bots, you need anti-air vehicles with them, which are slower, which are going to slow down the maneuverability of the doxes, which means you're going to need a lot more micro to use the doxes. You can use them the way now. I mean, this here, just getting more factories out of me, still expanding, because you want to always be in the habit of expanding, even if you're playing against someone that you know you're going to win. Because you don't want to get into bad habits where you play not bad players, but you play people that maybe don't understand the game as much as you, and then you kind of just get into a habit of, oh, I don't need to expand, I'm going to win, and you go up against someone good, and before you realise it, you're behind on eco, and you haven't expanded, and that's the end of it. Mistake I sometimes make is I always don't build as much factories as I should. Like you can see here, I only have 13 factories. Should have a lot more, and just send this big group of units in now. This is the unit that cleans up the game, kills its commanders, it's GG. See that Dox warfare there, it's charging into Doxes everywhere. Just focus on his command. You can see the tour actually just shredding a couple of Doxes there. Let's go for this commander, call GG's now, it's the end of the game. See it right now. There you go, GG, that beautiful commander explosion. Absolutely perfect. Just should have expanded more. He starts expanding now, but it's too late. Should have done it earlier on when I didn't have such a foothold on the map. It's been great. If you like this video, don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the Rounds channel, not to my own personal channel for some more PA videos. Thank you.